God bless you for being here. Man, on behalf of my mother-in-law, man, God bless each and every one of you that come on the live. Man, we get situated. I'm all discombobulated. Man, this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one, man. So give you guys a minute to get up in here before we get started. Today we're talking about feeding. What's up with you, Eileen? We're talking about feeding faith and fear. Man, whew. Paul, what's up with you? Man, feeding faith and fear. Feeding faith and fear. Man, family. Um, I'm running a little bit behind this morning. You could tell, man, I apologize for that. Man, been away, been up, just taking care of stuff. You know what I mean? Trying to make some stuff happen. Man, got a busy day ahead. Feeding faith and fear. Feeding faith and fear. You know, it's a trip because I hear so many people talking about, man, Libra love, what's up with you? Man, I hear so many people talking about, man, just all the stuff that they're going through, the stress and just the frustrations, the fear, just the overwhelming sense of depression and just anxiety and just turmoil, you know what I mean? And it's like no matter who I talk to, is just there's so much. What's up with you, Daywalker? There's so much pressure, so much craziness just going on within the world, you know what I mean? And it's overwhelming if you're not careful, you know what I mean? Yesterday, man, I was going to the gym and it's like, oh my God, it was so, you could tell that the night before it had to be a full moon, you know what I mean? Something, because the energy was just off. The energy of the people around me was just, man, it's like I was walking in this, amongst a bunch of zombies and stuff, you know what I mean? It was just weird. It was just crazy. It was just twisted yesterday, the energy was just different, And so I was mindful of that and just watching and just paying attention and it was rough, you know what I mean? And so I'm talking about this because, man, we have to understand the power that we have. So many of us, especially those of us that have gone through so much childhood trauma, those of us that have gone through, devastating relationships that have messed us up. Man, those of us that have gone through some stuff, man, if we're not careful, if we're not paying attention, if we're not mindful of who we are, mindful of the power that we possess, we'll forget who we are. We'll forget the power that we have. And many of us, we've never understood the power we possess. Many of us, we've never understood how powerful we really are. We never understood how powerful our words are. Stay with me. We're going somewhere today, and it's going to be kind of hectic for some of us. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I was at the gym. I was at the gym, and this young lady was there, and she wanted to register her kid and register with her gym and stuff. And her kid was just running all over the place. And I'm looking at her, it's like, man, this girl like 4 or 5 years old, just uncontrollable. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there and I'm watching this, and it's like, man, how can anybody just like really enjoy their workout? And this little girl's just running all over the place. You know what I mean? She's just off the hook. And I got up and I went to go get some water, hoping that her mom would say something to her, right? And her mom finally said something to her. Mom said, called her by her name and said, come here. And she said, this is why nobody likes you when you're like this. And I heard that and it just hurt me to my soul because it's like, hold up, wait a minute. Don't put this in this girl's head that nobody likes her when she acts like this, when it's your fault that she's acting like this. It's your fault as the parent that your kid is off the hook. It's your fault as the parent that your child is running amok and you have no control over her. But you're going to put it in her head that nobody likes you when you're like this. Stay with me, we're going somewhere. And so I started thinking about some of the things that I've heard growing up as a kid. And all the negative stuff that I heard growing up. And I was like, oh my God. I grew up not realizing the power that I had. I grew up not understanding the power of my beliefs, the power of the things I said to myself. The power that people spoke words over into my life. Because they were Christian, because they were adults, I gave them more power, more influence than what they should have had. Many of us grew up believing that we were stupid, we were ugly, we were dumb, we weren't good enough. Nobody was going to love us. Nobody was going to want to stay in a relationship with us. Nobody was going to value us. We grew up believing this crazy stuff. And I'm thinking about this young girl, this little baby yesterday, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, there's another generation of kids that's been taught and told nobody's gonna like you when you act like that. So we're programmed to act a certain way to get attention. We're programmed to act a certain way to be valued, to be liked by others. And when we don't act like that, now we're disapproved. You know, they give us their stamp of disapproval. They don't value us. They don't appreciate us because we're not acting the way they want us to act. Oh, we're going there today. Stay with me. I'm just laying the groundwork. So many of us, we grew up and we're taught, man, when you do this, we don't approve of you. When you do this, we don't love you. When you do this, we don't like you. We don't care about you. You're a bad kid. You're a bad girl. You've been a bad boy right now. And so we take that stuff and we start saying that stuff to ourselves. I'm a bad kid. I'm a bad son. I'm a bad daughter. I'm not good enough. They don't like me. Spiritual artists, what's up? They don't like me. I'm rocking my crystals too. Always got on crystals. You know what I mean? But we tell ourselves this stuff, not understanding the power of our words, not understanding the power of what we're putting into our minds. I'm going to tell you guys something. You're as powerful as you believe you are. You're as powerful as you say you are. You're as weak as you say you are too. Man, I was at the gym the other day and I had the opportunity of working with a friend's daughter. And man, I was doing some leg workouts with her, right? And man, I had her on the leg press machine and I was telling her that, okay, I want you to do 15 of these. And she said, okay, man, that's a lot. I said, okay, you got this. Go ahead, do it. And she did it. And I said, oh, that was easy. That was easy. We're going to lift the weights up. We're going to put more weight on it. And she was like, oh, no, I can't do that. That's too much. That's too much. And I stopped and I said, hold up, wait a minute. Don't ever tell yourself that. Don't ever underestimate yourself. And I'm dead serious. And I'm looking at her, having this eye-to-eye contact with her, conversation with her. And I'm telling her, look at me. Don't ever underestimate yourself. Don't ever say what you can't do. Don't ever minimize your capabilities. See, I'm not going to allow you to do that. What's up with you, Joker? As long as you work it out with me, you can't do that around me. You can't minimize your accomplishments. You can't minimize your value. You can't minimize your worth, what you're capable of around me. I'm not going to let you do that and get away with it. I'm not going to allow you to talk down to yourself. I'm not going to allow you to sell yourself short. You can't do that around me. And so she's looking at me. I said, around me, man, you got to talk about what you're capable of doing. Around me, I could do this. Around, man, I could do anything. If I put my mind to it. If I say I could do it, then I can do it. It may take me some time to get it done, but I'm going to get it done. And so I said, okay, since you can't do it, do 15 of them. And she's looking at me, and eyes all big, shaking her head, rubbing her forehead. I said, go ahead, come on. You ain't going nowhere. You got 15 of them to do. She did the 15. I said, how you feel? She said, okay, I'm tired, I'm sore. I said, good, get up and stretch. She got up and she stretched. I said, how you feel? She said, okay. I said, good, this is your last set. Now you're gonna do 20 of them. 20? Yep, keep talking, we're gonna make it 25. She said, all right. She got down. She did 15. I said, okay, now, you still down there? Do 5 more. She did 5 more. I said, before you get to do 5 more. She did 5 more. I said, okay, come on, 5 more. This is your last 5 right here. She knocked out 30 of them. And she couldn't believe, and she didn't believe she could do 15 of them at first. She didn't believe that she could do 15 of them. And she ended up doing 30 of them. She could have did more, but I stopped her at 30. Why am I sharing that? Because you're more powerful than you believe. You're stronger than what you know. You're smarter, you're wiser, you're deeper than you believe. But you've been made to believe that you can't do certain things. You've been made to believe that you can't accomplish something. You've been made to believe that nobody was going to see the value in you. See, because we're speaking this negative stuff into our lives. So many of us, we speak fear into our lives. We look around at the world and man, it's just so chaotic and and we get fearful and all we talk about is negative, toxic shit. We're going there today. We're going there. And it is what it is. Man, everybody ain't gonna like it. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't gonna like this today. But we have to grow up spiritually. We have to grow up emotionally. You have to stop damning yourself to your low vibrating lifestyle. You have the life that you have because you keep damning yourself to it. You keep speaking it into existence. You have the life that you have because you keep speaking it into existence. You don't have the life that you have. You don't have the life that you want because you don't believe you can have it, because you say that you don't deserve it. You guys know my situation. Man, I'm going through some things right now, but it's all good. It's all good. I have so much joy, so much peace. And people trip out. How can you have peace in the middle of this situation? How can you have joy in the middle of this chaos? In the middle of this turmoil? Let me take you back to the Bible. Jesus was with his disciples. And they was out on a ship. And they wanted to go. Jesus wanted to take them to the other side. And Jesus said, man, we're going to go to the other side of the ship. Man, I'm tired. Let's get away from the people. And so they got out on the ship in the middle of the night, and they're going across the sea. And a storm came up in the middle of the night. Stay with me. And the storm was blowing, and the waves was crashing against the ship. And everybody got scared. Everybody thought they were going to drown and die out in the middle of the sea. What was Jesus doing? Jesus was at the bottom of the ship, knocked out. In the middle of the night, darkness all around them. In the middle of the storm, chaos just blowing and just blowing the ship. And the waves are crashing and knocking against them. And people were scared and stuff falling overboard. And you could just imagine the chaos. And Jesus knocked out, just gone. Not even tripping. But the people around them, scared. The people around them are tripping. Fear. And so the disciples run down to get him. Man, bro, what you doing? How you sleep in the middle of the hell? How you sleep in the middle of this darkness? How you sleep in the middle of this chaos? Don't you see what's going on? Don't you feel what's going on? Don't you understand could die out here and you down there sleep. How can you be asleep in the middle of this? How can you be asleep when our lives are at risk? When everything is coming against us? Jesus got up, looking at his disciples. Man, how long do I gotta be with y'all? How long do I gotta tell y'all what it is? How long do I gotta tell you what do for you to understand and believe? Man, ain't y'all seen the miracles? Ain't y'all heard the stuff I've been saying? How is it that I can teach y'all so much and you still walk around in fear? How can you be with me so long and see and hear and experience all that you have and still be fearful? How can you allow this little storm to bother you? How can you allow this little storm to bring you so much chaos, so much turmoil, so much fear? Don't you understand? You have power over the situation. Jesus said, peace, be still. 3 words. Peace, be still. And the waves went silent. The wind shut the fuck up. The storm disappeared. Because he said 3 words. He said, peace, be still. What's that got to do with us? I don't care what your storm is. I don't care what your situation is. You have power to say, peace, be still. You have power to have the peace in the middle of the storm. You have the power, the ability to sit there and just be knocked the fuck out. Just gone while everybody else is tripping around you. While everybody else is, man, how the hell can they have so much joy? How the hell can they have so much peace? That gotta be fake. That ain't real. Nobody can have peace going through this. Nobody can have peace and joy in the middle of this situation like this. And this motherfucker is knocked the fuck out. See, when you know who you are, man, you don't give a damn what your circumstances look like. This is a grown folk channel. We're going to do some cursing and a whole bunch of shit. But what we're going to always do is keep it real. You don't understand your power because you've been made to believe that you're powerless. You've been made to believe that you're voiceless. When you have power over all of that. See, Jesus said, peace, be still. When he said, peace, be still, it was still nighttime. When he said, peace be still, it stayed dark. When he said, peace be still, the problems disappeared. They were still in the middle of the boat. They were still in the ship, still out in the middle of the sea. They were still out in the sea. It was still dark around them. But the waves went quiet. The wind stopped blowing. What does that send to us? All the noise. All the noise that we hear. All the noise, the chaos that be in our head. All the chitter chatter that just be, our wheels be spinning. All the madness coming in at us. And we just can't take no more. Oh, I can't take another motherfucker. You know what I mean? Man, the noise, the chaos, the drama, that all shut up. That all disappeared. And the disciples had to understand. The people in the boat had to understand. Damn, even the weather is under his control. Even the weather has to obey his words. I was in Guam. I was in Air Force. This was back in 93, 94. There's this guy there, man, great mentor of mine, Winston Smith, a Jamaican brother. We called him Stone. And I've talked about him in some of my old videos. And so he had just got married and he was moving. And the clouds were in, right? And they're projecting, I'm saying there was going to be a storm coming. A lot of rain and just all this other stuff, right? And so we're looking at the clouds and I'm like, man, Stone, bro, you picked the wrong day to be moving. You know what I mean? Your stuff about to get soaking wet. And he looked up at the clouds. True story. He looked up at the clouds and he looked at me. And it's like you could feel the moisture in the air. And he looked at me and he's like, bro, that was my name. He was like, you think it's going to rain? I said, yeah, bro. They sent it all over the news. It's going to be a storm. He said, okay. I said, what, you don't think it's going to rain? And he said, nah. And went like this with his hands, looking up at the clouds. He's doing. He said, nope, it's not going to rain. Not until we get done. And I was like, this motherfucker, right? Okay, Buddha, because he had a belly. I called him Black Buddha, right? Because bald headed and everything. He looked like a Buddha. And I was like, okay, Buddha, this motherfucker, right? It didn't rain. It wasn't even windy. Nothing happened. And he had a whole apartment that we had to pack up, load up, move to the new location, unpack, and move into the house. The wind didn't pick up until after we got everything situated in his new place. The rains didn't even start coming until he was already inside the house cooking us something to eat. And I sat there and I remembered that, and that reminded me of Jesus being out at the storm, out at the sea. And he told me, he said, he told me, oh, wait, you got power over the weather. You have power over the elements. You have all power. The problem is you don't know your power. And I thought he was on some BS stuff. I thought he was tripping. And I'm like, okay. But I never forgot that. I never forgot that. And then one day I'm laying in bed with my 3 younger kids' mom. Feeding fear or faith. I'm laying in bed. And I felt the energy in the room shift. She's laying in bed with me, knocked out. And something about the atmosphere shifted. Something about the atmosphere in our room shifted this night. And I'm wide awake because I feel energy. And I felt the energy shift. And I felt this presence walk over to me and put his hand on my chest. And I start pressing down on my chest. And I'm fighting, trying to get up. And I can't move. And the more I move, the harder it was pressing down on me. And so I'm sitting there and I'm trying to wake my wife up, but I can't move her. And so I start trying to call on God, trying to pray, and nothing's coming out of my mouth. And the more I try to open my mouth, the more the hand was pressing on my chest. And so the tears are running down the side of my eye because I'm thinking I'm going to die. Because I can't move and I can't call out for help. And so in my mind, I'm praying. In my mind, I'm talking to God. In my mind, I'm crying out to God, God, help me. God, help me. God, I'm going to die. God, help me. I can't say nothing. I can just think it. It's Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. And as I'm thinking it, I can hear the voice of God tell me no. And when he said no, it's though I just gave up. When he said no, it's though I just stopped fighting and I just laid there. When he said no, it was though I was just helpless and hopeless. Because even God isn't going to help me. And that's been the story of my life. And so I'm laying there, and the tears are running down. And I'm thinking about my babies in the other room. And I'm thinking, man, they're going to get up in the morning and they're going to find their daddy dead in bed. My wife is going to roll over and find me dead next to her. And God, I'm crying out for help, and you're not helping me, and you're telling me no. Why? I'm having this conversation in my head with God. Why won't you help me? You see the situation I'm in. You see that I'm about to die. I can't breathe. I can't move. Don't let my babies see me like this. I can't go out with my babies in the room like this. And the voice comes back. I've already given you all power. Now use it. And when I heard that, it took a second. And it started registering. Hold on, wait a minute. Man, even the dogs are in time with this, you know what I mean? The dogs feel the vibe. Man, I feel it right now. My hairs are standing up on my arms. Man, the energy shifted. Something inside of me woke up. Something inside of me came alive. Man, I already have all power. Man, hold on, wait a minute. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Man, I can do all things. And when I started thinking this stuff, man, the hand lifted up off me and I flew up out of the bed. As I sat there, hyperventilating, just, man, trying to catch my breath. Man, I'm sitting there and the tears are still running down. And I'm looking around, my wife's still knocked out asleep. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God. God, what are you showing me? God, what does this mean? And God was telling me, man, you already have the power. You just don't know who you are. You already have all power. You don't understand it. You don't understand the power that you have. You have a negative life because you speak negativity into your life. You believe this is all you're going to get. You believe this is all you're going to have. What's up with you, Leslie? Man, I'm trying to tell y'all something. Man, so many of us, we speak hellish situations into our lives. So many of us, we speak hell and damnation over our relationships. So many of us, we damn and doom our own relationships. So many of us, we damn our own finances. Oh, we're going there today. I told you, now I'm just laying the foundation. We speak this negative bullshit. We curse ourselves. Talking about how broke we are and we ain't got enough and there ain't enough of this, ain't enough of that, and we ain't got this. And we're speaking these fucking curses. What's up with you, Joshua? We're speaking these fucking curses over our lives and over the lives of our kids. We're broke, we're busted and disgusted, and we're sick and tired of being this way. And then we think this is all we're going to ever be. This is all life is ever going to be for me. It's just one failure and one epic fucking failure after epic fucking failure. And that's all you experience is epic failures because you curse your fucking self. You keep speaking this shit into your life. And then you think this is all you're going to ever be. This is all life is ever going to be for me. It's just one failure and one epic fucking failure. And that's all you experience is epic failures because you curse your fucking self. You keep speaking this shit into your life. You can't find a woman. You can't find a man that values you, that loves you, that praises you, that man wants to pump you up and lift you up on a pedestal as your queen, as their king, because you don't believe you really deserve it. And because you're fucking negative thinking. And the bullshit, you keep talking. You keep talking. Ain't no good men left. Ain't no real kings left. Ain't no real queens left. You keep speaking this shit into your fucking existence. No, we going there today. We going there. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. We have to learn, become accountable for the things we speak into our life. I told you that a few days ago. And it's a trip because yesterday I made a video talking about reconciliation. I had no idea that yesterday, because I'm not a religious person, I had no idea that yesterday was Good Friday. Yesterday was Good Friday, and we spoke about reconciliation. Man, if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I had no idea that tomorrow is going to be Easter. Man, we have a live stream coming up tomorrow, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Man, come check that live stream out. Man, still we rise. The great comeback. That's what we talking about tomorrow. Still we rise. Still we rise. Our great comeback. That's what we talking about tomorrow on Easter. But today, we're talking about feeding faith or fear. And see, we don't understand how we're constantly feeding fear. We're constantly speaking fear. We're constantly speaking negative bullshit into our lives. I was talking about this maybe last week. The lady with the issue of blood. The lady that walked up to Jesus amongst a crowd of people. And she said, if I could just touch the hem of his garment. This is what she said to herself. Fear, faith. Fear or faith. You can't have both at the same time. There are two different opposing frequencies. There are opposing frequencies, opposing energy frequencies. You can't be in both places at the same time. And so, man, the lady who carried that issue, that medical condition, for 18 years. 18 years. I said to herself, this is what she said to herself. Man, if I could just touch the hem of his garment. If I could just touch his clothes, I'll be whole. If I could just touch his clothes, I'll be healed. If I could just touch his clothes, I'll be better. If I could just touch his clothes, my whole life will change. If I could just touch the hem of his clothes. Here's the trick. Jesus was amongst the crowd. It was crowded. Everybody was touching him. Nobody believed around him that if I just touch him, just been in his presence, it'll change my life. Just been in the presence of him, just bumping up next to him, bumping into him. He didn't even got to know it was me. Just bumping into him, just being in his presence, just being around his aura can change my life. So you got all these people around him. one person believed if I could just touch the hem of his clothes, I'll be healed. My life would drastically change. Not because he's going to bless me with some money. Not because he's going to lay hands on me and prophesy over me. If I could just touch his clothes. She touched his clothes and was instantly healed. Everybody else bumping into him still had the same baggage and drama and traumas and issues. Everybody else walking around with their lack of faith. Everybody else walking around living beneath their means. But they're touching him. They're bumping into him. He's bumping into them. And their lives aren't being changed. How is your life being changed? Is your life being changed? See, in order for your life to change for the better, your mind has to change for the better. In order for your life to change, your perspective of life has to first change. You have to change your perspective. You have to go from being negative and toxic to positive and grateful. See, we don't want to do that though. We just want life to change because we want it to change. But we don't want to change. We expect our life to change without our mind changing. We expect our life to change without our habits changing. See, we want to stay in that low frequency, that low vibrating frequency of, man, I'm just wasting money, I'm just careless, and I'm just whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But, man, I want to be rich. I want all these cars, and I want all these houses, and I want all this money saved up. But I don't want to have to sacrifice how I'm living my life. I don't want to have to sacrifice and grow up and change my spending habits in order for me to have that money saved up, in order for me to buy those things. Oh, I want great health, but I don't want to have to put in the work to get healthy. I don't want to change my eating habits. I don't want to change what I consume. I don't want to change the fact that I'm lazy and don't want to exercise. But I want to be healthy. I want to be in shape. So what most of us motherfuckers are doing now, we taking some money and going in surgery. So we can look like we're investing the time and the energy into our bodies. I look good. But all it was surgery. I got a tummy tuck. I got a booty lift. I got my titties lifted. I got a titty implant. I've done all this stuff. I got surgery. I got the excess skin removed and all this other shit that we do to look like we're taking care of ourselves. Oh, we're going there today. Man, we just laying the groundwork. Feeding fear or feeding faith. See, you can have the life you want if you're willing to put in the work. You can have the life you want if you're willing to grow up emotionally. You can have the life you want if you're willing to grow up mentally. If you're willing to sit back and say, damn, I really do have some toxic ways about me. Damn. I didn't think I was negative. I didn't think I was a fearful person. But fuck, I am. I have been. I have been negative. I am really scared, really fearful. Man, that is really low vibrating frequency. How do I change? How can I change my frequency? How can I go from being a negative, toxic person to a person of ultimate faith? How can I go from being a negative, toxic person full of fear, anxiety, depression, self-hatred? How can I go from here to understanding and knowing that everything is always working out for me? See, you guys hear me say that all the time. That's great faith. That's epic faith. That's epic belief system. Knowing that it don't matter what situation you're in, no matter what your circumstances look like, regardless of how you feel, everything is always working out for you. See, a lot of us say that, but we don't believe it. We say it because we want to sound deep. We say it because we want to sound woke. We say it because we want to sound super spiritual. But the truth is, we're not there yet. The great majority of us, we're not there yet. And our life is reflective of that. Our emotional state is reflective of that. The depression, the sadness, the fear, the anxiety, all the negative stuff that you're thinking about, you're dealing with, you're struggling with, man, that's God's way of showing you're not quite there yet, where you believe that everything is always working out for you. That's Source, the Most High. That's the universe's way of trying to get you to understand that you're operating in fear, not in faith. Regardless of what you say, regardless of what you do, you're operating in fear, not faith. Because if you operated in faith, everything is always working out for me. If you believe that and you know that, you won't be depressed. You won't be fearful. You won't be full of anxiety and depression. You won't be worrying, because you would understand everything is always working out for me. And see, excuse me, you don't have to be the quote unquote chosen one for everything to always be working out for you. Everything is always working out for you when you get on that frequency, when you operate on that frequency. Things aren't working out for you because you're not on that frequency. You're on the frequency of fear. You're on the frequency of worrying. You're on the frequency of doubt. You're on the frequency of not enough. There's not enough. And because that's the frequency that you're operating on, that's the frequency that's manifested in your life. Your life is a projection of your mind. Your life is a projection of your mental state. We have to get that. We have to get that. You look at the series, or not series, but the documentary, or whatever you want to call it. The Law of Attraction. I believe it's on Netflix. I think so. The Law of Attraction. No, excuse me. It's called The Secret. The Secret. And I believe it's on Netflix. And they're talking about the Law of Attraction. And what The Secret does, what they say is that, man, how you start your day, where your mental state is at, what you believe, that's what you manifest. That's how your day turns out. Stay with me. You get up and you stub your toe. You get up and you're running late. You get up and you're stuck in traffic. You forgot your car keys. You forgot this. You forgot that. You're all twisted. If you don't get out of that frequency, if you don't change your way of thinking, that's how your entire day is going to spiral. What you think. You guys heard me say this a lot. What you think about, you bring about. Say it again. What you think about, you bring about. You bring about it. You're bringing about everything you're thinking about. You're on a frequency of negativity. And so you bring about more negativity in your life. See, the law of attraction says, oh, this is what you're thinking about. This is what you're dwelling on. You must like this. Here, have some more of this bullshit. Here, let me give you some more of this garbage. Here, let me give you more reasons and more opportunities for you to feel like this. See, because the universe, God, the source most high, man, they don't give a damn how you feel and what you're thinking about. Your wish is their command. Your wish is their command. Let me say it differently. Because you dwell on this, to source, to the universe, you're telling them, man, I like feeling like this. You can hate it, but because you're choosing to dwell on this, you're choosing to feel like this, you're choosing to focus on these negative thoughts. The universe says, oh, this is the frequency you're tapped into. This is the frequency you like being on. You like this frequency. It doesn't matter whether it's good or bad. You like this frequency. Because you like this frequency, I'm going to give you more opportunities to live like this. I'm going to give you more opportunities to experience this. When you change your thinking and you become more grateful and you focus on positive stuff, you focus on being grateful for what you have in life, you focus on that high vibration. Universe sources, oh, hold on, wait a minute. You like this? Okay, man, I'm going to start giving you more feelings, more reasons to think like this, more reasons to like this, more opportunities to feel this. Daywalker asked this question: how did I feel when I was living in my truck? See, before I left California, I was living in my truck for 3 months. For 3 months, I was homeless. For 3 months, I was living outside of living inside of my truck. But I got up and went to work every day. For 3 months, I lived in my truck. But check this out. I was grateful. I was grateful that I could lay my head down in the back seat of my truck. I was grateful that I wasn't out on the street somewhere. I was grateful that the possessions that I had with me in my truck. I was grateful that I had a job to go to. I was grateful that I was able to still make videos and pass on the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding that I had. See, nobody knew that I was living in my truck. And I was getting up and walking down to the river and washing up in the river. Nobody knew that I was walking down around the river and making videos, being grateful for the sunrise. Being grateful for the opportunity to enjoy the river and the birds and the squirrels and the animals that were around me. I was grateful. I wasn't pissed and mad because of the things that I quote unquote lost. I wasn't mad or hating anybody. I was humbled. I was grateful that I was still alive. I was grateful that I was still grateful. I was grateful that I still had peace. I was grateful that I still had joy. That joy that passes all understanding. See, here's the truth. There's so many people that had nice houses, big homes, and they didn't have the peace that I had. There's so many people that I was talking to and mentoring. And get up and shower whenever they wanted to. Walk to a refrigerator, eat whatever they wanted to. And they didn't have the joy that I had. They didn't have the peace of mind that I had. They didn't have the happiness that I had. See, it's not about what you got. It's about your state of mind. It's not about what you lost. It's not about what you get. It's about, can you be grateful? Can you be excited? Can you be positive? That's the key. Gratitude is our cheat code. Gratitude. Gratitude. I say this all the time. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to believe it. You have to be grateful. But you have to change your way of thinking to become grateful. See, many of us, how can I be grateful and I ain't got nothing to eat? How can I be grateful and I'm homeless? How can I be grateful? There's always somebody worse off than you. I was going to visit some young lady in San Jose, and I was living in Three Rivers, and I was driving 3.5 hour drive. And I would go up there every weekend. Every weekend. And the trip is, you get to San Jose, man, there's homeless people everywhere. There's little tents on the side of the freeway. Little makeshift houses and stuff, cardboard boxes and stuff people are living in on the freeway. And so as I'm driving up to San Jose, I'm homeless. I'm living out of my truck. I'm going to Starbucks and washing up and changing my clothes. I'm homeless, but I didn't look homeless. I'm homeless, but I didn't have the aura of being homeless. I didn't have the mindset of being homeless. I'm driving up and I see all these people that are homeless on the side of the road. And every time I see them, I say a prayer. And I thank God that it's not me. Because it could be me. And so as I see these people, I'm humbled and I'm grateful for my vehicle. I'm humble and I'm grateful that I'm not out in the elements like this. I'm humble and grateful because that could be me. That could have been me. I'm homeless. I'm going to San Jose and I'm blessing people. I'm homeless. I'm going to San Jose, driving 3.5 hours every weekend. And I'm giving to people. I'm giving money to people. I'm giving things to people. And they got houses. They got a bed to sleep in. They got a shower and everything else. I had none of that. And I'm blessing them. I was blessing them. I'm mentoring and speaking life into people over the phone. And I was the one homeless. I was encouraging and uplifting other people. And I was trying to find somewhere to park my truck so I could go to sleep at night. And I'm at work positive, doing my thing. And nobody knowing my situation. Because I didn't carry myself as though I was in that situation. I didn't have the mindset of that situation. Because I understood, I knew it was just a season that I was passing through. I knew it wasn't always going to be like this. But in order for you to grow somewhere, you got to go through some things. The question is, can you grow through it? Can you grow through it? I'm talking about feeding faith or fear. It's your mindset. It's my mindset. Man, everything is always working out for me. I don't have to politic. I don't have to manipulate. I don't have to control anything. I could sit back and just be in flow with the universe, be in flow with God, source the most high, and just watch how things unfold. Because I know everything is always working out for me. Everything. Even the situation that I'm going through. Everything is always working out for me. Why? Because I'm in alignment with God. I'm in alignment with Source, the Most High, universal consciousness. My mindset is that because I'm intimately connected, life has no choice but to unfold in my best interests. I don't have to understand how it's going to do it. I don't have to know the precise time when it's going to manifest. I don't have to know any of that. I just sit back with my legs crossed, just cool. Why? Because I know that it's going to work out for me. I know it. That's why we go through all the stuff that we go through. So that we can learn. So that when we're in these situations, man, we ain't got to trip out. We ain't got to lose our mind. We could just sit back in peace and harmony, knowing that everything is always working out for me. Because I've gone through so much. I've experienced so much. And because I've learned how to raise my frequency and to get out of that low vibrating self-doubt, self-hatred, that bitterness, that animosity, that hatred, and all that other negative, toxic stuff. I've been in survival mode. Because survival mode is low frequency stuff. That's low frequency. And so I've had to learn through the things I've experienced to raise my frequency. So I tell people, man, the easiest way to raise your frequency, one of the greatest ways to raise your frequency is to get you a journal and start writing in it every single day. In the morning, man, 5 things that I'm grateful for. When you go to bed, 5 things that you're grateful for. Why? Because that rewires your thought process. That rewires your brain. You've been programmed through life, through your parenting, through whatever you've gone through to be negative and to be toxic. You've been programmed to be negative and to be in survival mode. You've been programmed to think the way you think. And so you have to rewire your thought process. You have to rewire your brain to raise your frequency. And so one of the things that God had to show me was, man, it's hot. Right before I started writing in my journal, about 4 years ago, right before I started writing in mine, I didn't realize how negative I was. I didn't realize how toxic I was. So God showed me get a journal and start writing in it. Before you get out of bed, write 3 or 4 things that you're grateful for. I don't care if it's the same thing. Just write what you're grateful for. And I'm like, God, why? Why do I got to write this stuff down? And what God had shown me was, Elijah, I'm trying to set your day up. I'm trying to get you to understand, man, you choose the frequency that you're going to operate on throughout the day. Every morning is a new day. Every morning when you wake up, it's a new opportunity for you to choose. You choose every day the frequency you're going to be on. You just choose it subconsciously. You're not even aware of the fact that you're choosing to operate on a low frequency. You're choosing to operate on fear, on worry, on doubt, on self-hatred, on bitterness, on animosity. You choose this every day when you wake up. Every time you go to sleep and you wake up, you choose to pick this bullshit back up. The dogs are saying, yeah, tell them. You know what I mean? You choose this. You choose it, family. That's a hard pill to swallow. You choose the life you have. You choose how your day is going to be. You choose that by the frequency you tap into. You choose it. You choose it. And so what God had to show me was, Elijah, man, start your day out positive. Start your thinking out positive. start your thinking out on the right track. See, by you sitting here being grateful for this, you're connected to me. By you choosing to be grateful, you're connected to universal consciousness. By you choosing to be positive and grateful, you're connected to infinite love. By you choosing to be positive and grateful, you're connected to the Most High. You're intimately connected to us. When you choose fear, when you choose doubt, when you choose worry, when you choose any of that other stuff, you choose to disconnect from universal consciousness. You choose to disconnect from God. You choose to disconnect from the source. You choose to disconnect from the Most High. Infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom. You choose to be disconnected from those things because you're choosing fear. You're choosing lack. You can't choose lack and source at the same time. How can you be in survival mode? That's lack. And be intimately connected to God, source. Infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom, infinite power. They're opposite each other. You can't be connected to God, to source, and be vibing on a frequency of, man, I ain't got enough. I'm not loved. I'm not loved. I'm not lovable. I'm not smart. I'm not good enough. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. I'm not pretty. I'm not handsome. Anytime you say that I'm not, anytime you say I am, you better be careful the next words that you choose to put after I am. You had better be careful of that. That's why in the Bible, God says, I am that I am. I am that I am. When you say I am broke, you're going to be broke. When you say I am sad, I am depressed, I am this, I am that, you're going to be that. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful you are. When you say I am frustrated, I am lonely, I am disappointed, I am miserable, I am toxic, I am this, I am this. When you say I am, you are powerful. You're speaking that into your life and over your life. You are either cursing or blessing yourself. You're blessing or cursing yourself. You're blessing or cursing your loved ones, the people around you. We got to get it together. We have to understand the power we possess. Whatever you say, it is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. When I'm talking to people and I'm mentoring people and I'm trying to coach people and they stay on this low vibrate, I am and I just get okay. That's what you want, so be it. But I'm not going to be in this process with you. I'm not going to choose to be connected to you on this low vibrating frequency. I don't operate on a low frequency. You can't hang out with me all damn day and you be on this low vibrating bullshit. You can't hang out with me all day and you be on this toxic ass bullshit. Man, we have to grow up. I am blessed in my going. I'm blessed in my coming. I am blessed in every aspect of my life. I'm blessed. I'm fulfilled in every aspect of my life. I made a post the other day on social media. So many people are looking for somebody to fall in love with. And they've never fell in love with life. Let me say it again. If you don't have somebody in your life at this moment to be intimately connected to and to be in love with, that does not mean that you cannot be in love. You choose whether or not you're going to be in love. You choose that. How can I be in love and I don't have nobody to love me? How can I be in love and I don't have nobody to love? And da, 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 da. Be in love with life. Be in love with life. You have to get on that frequency. Me and the Queen have separated for a time being. But I'm so in love. I'm so in love with life. I'm so happy. I have so much joy. I have so much peace. Why? Because I'm in love with life. I'm in love with me. I'm in love with the world. I'm in love with everything around me. I'm in love with love. Let me say it again. I'm in love with love. I'm intimately connected with love. I am love. At my core, I'm love. And because of love at my core, my outward, my life has to manifest what's inside of me. It's either going to manifest what's inside my mind or it's going to manifest what's inside my core. My core, I'm love. I'm intimately connected with my core. And so my life manifests love. My life manifests gratitude. My life manifests joy and peace. My life manifests happiness. Why? Because that's what I'm connected to. That's the frequency I'm on. I told you guys a couple of days ago, there's a battle going on within us. Battle for your mind, or battle between your mind and your heart. So many of us, we live in our mind. We live in our head. We can't get outside of our own thoughts. We can't go to sleep at night because our mind is just spinning. We're so depressed because of our thoughts. We're so frustrated and just full of worry and doubt and anxiety and because of our thoughts. Because of our thoughts. And that's the frequency that we're tapped into. And so that's what we project out into the world. That's what we project out into the world. when you tap into love and gratitude and peace and joy and happiness, that's what you project out into the world. What are you feeding? Are you feeding your fears? Or are you feeding faith? Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for you. But you have to believe that. You have to have faith in that. Everything is always working out for us when we're in alignment with Source, the Most High, God, universal consciousness, love, infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom, whatever you want to call it. Things, life is always working out for us. When you're tapped into that low vibrating bullshit, all you get is more of that low vibrating bullshit. Yeah, Libra love. I love life, and life loves me. Why? Because I am love. I am life. It's no coincidence that, man, we're in spring. It's no coincidence that this is springtime. Man, I'm gonna talk a lot more about spring tomorrow. The rebirth, the regeneration, the coming back of life, the coming back to life. We're gonna go full throttle on that tomorrow. Still we rise. Our comeback, our great comeback. Man, today we're just laying the foundation for tomorrow. We have to understand that before you can have a great comeback, you have to change your perspective. You have to change your perspective. Tomorrow, we're already in spring, but tomorrow is Easter. Easter is when they say that Christ rose from the grave, rose from the dead, rose from the tomb, rose from the darkness. That's no coincidence. That's no coincidence that this is the season we're in. And this is the conversation that we're having. You have to change your perspective. You have to change your way of thinking. When you change your way of thinking, you change your way of living. See, by changing my way of thinking, the Bible says I become a new creature. It starts with this. It starts with this. You have to learn to go from living in your head to living down here in your gut. Man, we got to grow up. We have to grow up. This is a great time that we live in. Exciting times. And we get so caught up with, man, the prices of food, the price of gas, the price of this, the price of that, rent's going up everywhere, all that. Man, we get so consumed with all that negative, toxic shit. How can you be connected to Source and be worried about that shit? If I'm connected to God and God is Source, then I don't have to worry about the prices of food, the prices of gas, the prices of eggs and toilet paper, and whether there be enough of this stuff and all. I don't have to worry about that shit. That keeps me on a low vibrating frequency of survival. doubt, worry, fear, anxiety. And that keeps me disconnected from source, from God, from love. As long as I'm focused on that negative stuff, I can't be grateful. I can't be grateful. I tell people, I'm a walking meditation. I am a walking meditation. What do I mean by that? Man, I don't have to just sit there or lay there for 15, 20, 30 minutes to meditate. Wherever I go, I find myself in meditation. And when I get disconnected, I'm tripping or whatever the case. Oh, okay. I got disconnected. Let me tap back in. Man, gratitude. Man, God, thank you for this day. Man, God, thank you for the weather. Man, God, thank you for this food. Man, God, thank you for, man, this break. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to come to a gym and work out. Man, God, thank you for the opportunity to be able to get up and fix me something to eat for breakfast. Man, God, thank you for the opportunity to be able to cook me something to eat for lunch. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to fix me something to eat for dinner. Man, God, thank you for the bed that I'm able to sleep in. Man, God, thank you for what I have. Man, God, thank you for the clothes that I have. Man, God, thank you for the people that you've allowed to come into my life to bless me. Man, just speaking life into me and just encouraging me and just talking about whoop, 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 and just saying this and that. Man, God, thank you for this person. Man, God, thank you for the moderators that help me on the platforms when I'm doing the live streams. Man, God, I bless them. I encourage them. I lift them. Man, God, I'm so humble and grateful for them in my life. I'm so grateful to be part of this team with them. I'm so grateful to be connected with them. Man, who are you grateful for? Stop talking about what you ain't got. Who are you grateful for? Who are you grateful that you're connected to? You talk about, well, I don't have a man, I don't have a queen. Do you have a team that you're connected to? Do you have a friend that you're able to encourage, that's able to encourage you, that's able to uplift you, that's able to pull you back on track, to reel you back in when you will out and you wilding out and you on that negative shit? Do you have somebody that's pulling you back in? Oh, nah, baby girl, you tripping. Come on, bro. Come on. Get off this bullshit. Come on. We better than this. You better than this. We have to grow up. We are this powerful. We have the lives we have because of the frequency that we've been on. They say, I could tell by your presence, looking at your presence, I could see your past. I may not be able to see the intricate details of your past, but I can see your past frequencies. I can see the energy that you've been tapped into. By looking at your present, I can see your future. I can't see the intricate details, but I can see the things that you're projecting, the things that you're going to be manifesting. Just by where you're at now. Where you're at now. The power of now. Every second gives you a new now. Every second gives you a new opportunity to shift your focus. Every second gives you another chance to change your thinking. Every second gives you another opportunity to become grateful, to become thankful, to become positive. Every second. every single second is a second you haven't seen. It's a new chance, a new opportunity, a new beginning. How you are now, your negativity or your positivity, your lack of gratitude or your gratitude, your negative thought process or your positive thought process. Based on now, if you don't change the course you're on now, that's the future you're going to have. What does your future look like? What does your future look like? Does your future look like it's going to have a whole lot more negativity? Does your future look like it's going to have a whole lot more drama? A whole lot more foolishness? A lot more BS? Is that what you're projecting into your future? Is that what you're speaking into your future? Is that what you're commanding into your future? Or are you projecting, speaking, and commanding love, gratitude, happiness, peace, joy? The choice is yours. There's a saying, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? I've changed that up just slightly. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his joy? What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his peace of mind? See, so many of us, because of our circumstances, we're miserable because we don't have enough. We're miserable because we don't have a wife. We're miserable because we don't have a king. We're miserable because we don't have money. We're miserable because we're not healthy. And on the flip side, there's people that are married and they're miserable. And you're lonely and you're miserable. They're married and miserable. You're lonely and miserable. They're dating and miserable. They're living with somebody and miserable. You're lonely and miserable. It's not the people. It's your mind. There's people with money that are miserable and depressed and suicidal. You're lonely and broke and suicidal and depressed. They're wealthy, married, depressed, and suicidal. You're lonely, broke, depressed, miserable, and suicidal. It's not the money. It's not the people. It's not the material things. It's your state of mind. It's your state of mind. We have to grow up. You think having money is going to make you happy. These people have money and they're committing suicide. You think having a man or a woman in your life is going to make you fulfilled, is going to make you happy. And there's people that are married, there's people that are in relationships that are miserable and depressed and suicidal and contemplating dying and wanting to die. Wanting to kill the other person in their life. Grow the fuck up. And stop thinking it's about the material shit. Stop thinking it's about somebody being in my life. No, it's about your mind frame. It's always been your mind frame. I don't have anybody in my life at the moment. And I have so much peace. I have so much joy. I'm so in love with life. I'm so excited about what this year, and man, the opportunities that are coming. I'm excited. Can you be excited before you get it? Can you be excited before whatever God reveals to you is revealed to you? Can you be excited? Excited in the aspect, man, God, I'm so grateful. Man, God, I'm so thankful. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if me and the Queen are getting together, coming back together. I don't know if you open up the door for somebody else to come. But whatever it is, I'm excited. Whatever it is, I'm longing for it. Whatever it is, I'm looking forward to it. Whatever it is, everything is always working out for me. I'm so happy. Whether I get the Queen back or not, I'm happy. Whether somebody else come into my life or not, I'm happy. I'm content. I'm content. I'm in love. I'm in love. Without having anybody in my life, I'm in love. I'm excited. I'm excited. Can you be excited in whatever situation you find yourself in? Excited about the opportunities. And that excitement can only come from a state of knowing that everything is always working out for me. See, when you know that everything is always working out for me, man, that brings about an excitement. I don't know what's going to happen. Man, I know something's going to happen. I don't know what's going to unfold, but I know something's going to unfold. I feel it. I know it. I'm so excited for it. I'm so happy for it. Because it's always going to happen in divine timing. Not my timing. Divine timing. See, I'm in that state, man, wherever I'm at, man, God's working this out. Source, universe is finished finalizing this right here. So I can't rush the process. I want this. But maybe God's finalizing some things in their life. God's finalizing some rough edges, cleaning up some rough edges. God's washing them up for you. God's cleaning them up for you. God's cleaning their mind. God's working on this while you're over here waiting in anticipation, waiting in gratitude, waiting in love. You ain't got to see it because you're connected to source, because you are source. You know it's happening because you're tapped in. You just don't know who it is. You just don't know when it's going to be revealed. But you know it's been worked on. And so you sit there like, okay, man, I got to get ready. It's like a wedding. Man, I got to get cleaned up. Man, I got to get sued. I got to get this. I got to get this. Lady, man, I got to get me a dress. I got to get this. I got to get the accessories. Man, why? Because something's about to happen. Something great is about to happen. And when you know something, it's like, man, you know there's a concert you're getting ready to go to, or there's a baseball game or a football game or a basketball game you're getting ready to go to. There's something you're getting ready to go on vacation, whatever. Man, you get excited. Man, I got to get this done. Oh, man, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. Why? Because when I leave, I'm gone. I'm not thinking about this place till I come back. Man, we get ready to go out on this date. I've been looking forward to go see this movie. I've been looking forward to go eat at this restaurant. I've been looking forward to go da-da-da-da. Whatever it is, it brings an excitement. Can you be excited? See, in order to be excited, you got to shift your perspective. You got to raise your frequency. You got to stop being so stuck in survival mode. See, because when you're in survival mode, you're not excited about the possibilities, the beautiful possibilities of life. When you're in survival mode, you get excited on a negative end, full of fear and anxiety and worry and doubt and all that other negative bullshit. When you raise your frequency, that excitement is love, is joy, it's peace, it's happiness. And you can sit back and resting. It's like, man, I don't have to trip. The universe will bring it to me at the right time. The universe will bring them to me at the right time. At the right time. Divine timing. Divine timing. We just left winter. We're now in spring. In winter, the trees go barren. In winter, the leaves and the flowers, they're all gone. The trees are barren. They're dead. In spring, the flowers start blossoming. In spring, the trees come alive. We're now in spring. We were dead. Now we're alive again. We're alive again. And when you're alive, you have this anticipation, this excitement about the possibilities, the endless possibilities, the hope, the joy of being able to experience it, of being able to embrace it. What are you feeding yourself? What are you feeding into your life? What are you feeding into your business? What are you feeding into your relationships? Are you feeding fear? All that negative, toxic crap? Are you feeding it faith? All the positive stuff? What are you feeding into your kids? Are you feeding them fear or faith? What are you feeding into your future? What seeds are you sowing into your future? Are you worried about how you're going to pay this? Are you worried and stressed and over how's this going to happen? How's this going to da-da-da-da? That's all negative stuff. That's all low vibrating crap. What are you feeding into your future? How do you feed your future? You feed your future by feeding your present. The power of now. What I sow into my life this day, this moment, I'll reap in the future. What you sown, you shall reap. What you plant, you shall harvest. I'm planting love. I'm planting joy. I'm planting peace. I'm planting happiness. I'm planting fulfillment. I'm planting positive excitement, positive anticipation. I'm planting growth and development. That's what I'm planting in my moment. Because I'm planting that in my moment, I will reap that in my future. Flip side, if I'm planting more fear, more anxiety, more depression, more ungratefulness, more hatred, and all that other low vibe, if I'm thinking that stuff now, I'm planting that in my present. I'm planting those seeds in my now. I'm going to reap more of that crap in the future. In the future. We talk about karma. Karma. You reap what you sow. If I plant negative, karma says you're going to get that. If I plant positive, karma says you're going to get that. And the beautiful thing about spring, the beautiful thing about harvesting is that you always reap more than what you sowed. See, we sowed a seed. You sow a seed, you reap a tree full of fruit. You sow a seed, you reap an abundance of watermelon or grapes, or strawberries, blueberries, blackberries. You reap an abundance. You sow one seed. If you sow a seed of kindness, of mercy, of love, of gratitude, imagine the harvest you'll reap. Imagine planting more seeds of love, of kindness, of positivity, and all that other stuff. You plant a lot of seeds of those. You're gonna reap an abundance upon abundance of those things. Because that's universal law. That's universal nature. You reap what you sow. What you plant, you harvest. Man. Family, I thank you guys for being here. I thank you for spending your day with me. I thank you for just your love, your energy. Man, I thank you for choosing to be part of this tribe. Man, I'd like to, again, just remind you that we'll be on tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're talking about Still We Rise, our great comeback. Man, I'm looking forward to that conversation tomorrow. Man, I thank my moderators, Libra Love, Eileen, Paul Morbidelli. I thank you three. I bless you. I'm so grateful that you chose to be part of the team, and man, that we're connected. Man, I appreciate all that you do for the tribe. And for the rest of you, all the other tribe members, I appreciate you. I love you. Man, I'm going to say a prayer as we close. Man, dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time together. We thank you for the love. We thank you for the joy. We thank you for the peace. We thank you for the happiness. We thank you for this lesson. We thank you for this opportunity to be able to sow love, to be able to sow gratitude, to be able to sow peace and joy and happiness. Man, we thank you for this privilege. We thank you for this opportunity. Man, help us in our unbelief. Help us learn how to grow through everything that we go through. Help us learn how to tap into that higher frequency. Help us learn how to let go of all the low vibrating, all the self-hatred, all the anxiety, all the fear, all the doubt, all the negative thought process, the suicidal thoughts, and just all the negative stuff. Help us learn how to let that go and to change our perspective, to be more loving, more kind, more patient, more tolerant, and more giving and more receiving of all the positive, beautiful things in life. Help us shift our perspective from being toxic to being beautiful, from being negative to positive. Man, God, man, family, I bless you. Namaste. The God in me sees, recognizes, acknowledges, and cherishes the God in each and every one of you. Happy healing. Peace.